welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Back here where we need ya. Back here where we need ya. Yeah, the tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. All right, give it a stretch. That last break, woo, that went by quick. It's like all rainy outside and everything, and yeah, it's like a chill day. Whereas like I don't know if I'm gonna get as much as I want done, but at least I'll get something, done, or make a little bit of progress. So it's like a low effort cipher. This cipher. So, but kind of excited about this thing I came across on Twitter, and I wanted to talk about it because anybody that knows me knows I'm a big fan of the web, right? With the web, you can do so many cool things, and it's just getting better every day, right? And one of the things, especially like recently, since doing like the developer advocacy stuff, is being able to have people try new things through the web, right? Without having to worry about installing things on their local machines just to try something out. Now, when you want to do something, right, and you want to kind of dive deeper into it, and if you can, then you can start working on it locally. But it's even getting better now to where you don't even have to like install anything locally. Because I'm working on a project now just to try test it out, like where everything is done through the browser. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm using a cloud IDE, coding it up, I'm sending it to a GitHub, and then that's firing off a thing to the hosting so that it can be on the web, and it's pretty dope. So let's see how that goes, because I normally code from a Chromebook, and I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a very nice Chromebook, right? But I kind of want to have the experience of being able to just do everything through the browser. So regardless of the actual like hardware, I believe that shouldn't be a barrier for someone to try something and be able to build something on the web. You know what I mean? And so that's why I was pretty excited about this tweet that I saw. Because I've spoken about the project before previously. I just haven't gotten a chance to actually do anything yet because I have an idea what I want to do, but let me just share my screen and then we'll get into it. Because this is pretty awesome. And it's funny because I was kind of doing something with one of the things, but we'll take a look. Okay, so let me share this. Yes, share this. And let me double check something. Here. Cool. And okay, so my screen is sharing. Good. I'm sharing the right tab. Yes. So I'm going to copy and paste this link to the tweet here so you can check it out for yourself. But saw this post from David East, right? Shout out to David East, the lead DevRel for idx.dev, which is what I'm going to talk about. And he was part of like Firebase super early. Shout out to Firebase. All right. So here's a tweet. Yesterday, we announced new features in Project IDX. Android emulator and iOS simulator in the browser. So if you're doing Android and iOS like work, you can do that in the browser, which is super awesome. And because I've tried to do, what was it? I think we were trying to do React Native or whatever. And I basically turned my laptop into like a brick. It was like, nope. And so having that in the browser is pretty cool. A template gallery ready for your new projects. We're going to take a look at that because I spun up something. Docker in a single line of code, which is pretty dope. So again, Docker is anytime I put that icon on a laptop, it just makes everything go to a crawl. It's just a lot. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, so that's cool. And then you get AI, which is through Gemini, which is what I want to show also, in 15 regions, new regions. You can instantly run CLI tools. Pretty dope. And so here's a quick thing like a tweet thread or what have you, right? But I'm going to take a look at the actual blog post. But so yeah, so here's a little bit of the iOS Android stuff in the browser. So it now comes with an Android emulator and iOS simulator right in the browser. You can now develop, debug, and test Flutter apps on real virtual devices side by side. So that's the thing. I want to use Project IDX to learn some Flutter stuff, right? Because at my job we have a Flutter SDK that I kind of want to help out with. You know what I mean? And so this is pretty dope. So being able to kind of like learn something. My plan is get like a course and then use the Project IDX for any like code stuff, right? All right, cool. Then so web devs can use the iOS simulator to test web apps with live reload support. So that's pretty dope. Then there's the templates we're going to talk about. So you can spin up all these different types of projects. Then Docker support has been one of the top early feature requests from IDX users. We're happy to say that now a single line of config will set up the Docker daemon and Docker CLI. Pretty dope. Then talking about the different countries where the IDX AI features are, because it also helps you, like, I think, with your code. So you can ask it questions and things. So there's that. And so AI features available in 15 regions. And then looking to use the CLI tool, but you haven't installed it yet, no worries. IDX will detect uninstalled tools and let you install them on the fly. Oh, that's pretty dope. Oh, so if you're okay, dope. We're excited with everything we've landed, and we have so much planned for this year. If you're an IDX user, which I am, I signed up a long time ago. Side story. So I was so excited about this. I signed up with my wrong Gmail account. And so I signed up with like 2 accounts because I was just excited. And of course, the one that's like not my developer account got access. And so for a while, I was like, I don't really use that one because I have a Chromebook, like I said. So all my developer stuff is under a certain Gmail account. And so having to switch would be a pain. And so I asked to have it switched over. And so recently it got switched over. And so I'm going to start playing around with it more. All right. And then you can sign up at idx.dev. All right, cool. Did he link to the actual blog post? I don't think he linked to the blog post, but I found the blog post. I'm gonna show that. But I'm going to copy this link. Well, it's not gonna. Crap. Copy this link. I'm gonna add that to the list of links so you can go directly to it. It's pretty dope stuff. And of course, that did that. Let me. Cool. Add a link, save links. All right, so pretty dope, right? Now let me share this tab instead. So here's the actual blog post that I found. I'm going to put a link to this one as well. I think this is built with Astro, I think, which is pretty dope. So, all right, cool. So now here's the blog post. So introducing Android emulators, iOS simulators, and other product updates from Project IDX. And it kind of goes through the same thing that he showed on the Twitter thread, right? And it kind of goes a little bit more into it. Pretty dope. Yeah, so that's all that stuff, right? Now, going into the actual IDX thing, here we go, this one here. So when you actually go to the IDX, share this tab instead. My computer is not liking all these different screens being open. Close this. I already saved that. Yes. So now, when you go to actual idx.google.com, you sign up, right? Or you go to idx.dev. I think it redirects you to idx.google.com when you have access. And so this is kind of what they're talking about here. So welcome back. We've been busy making some improvements during this early experimental phase. Check what's new, and they talk about some stuff here, right? And so this is the templates that they're talking about. And so start something new with a template, because you were able to do some templates before, but there's like more stuff now, right? Like Gemini wasn't there before. I'm gonna take a look at that. But Angular is going through like a whole new renaissance. And so if you want to pick up Angular without actually having to like install it to your browser and kind of like learn and check it out, see if you like it, you can now. Like through that. That's pretty dope. And Google makes Angular, so you know they're going to make this be like a very good experience for you. You see what I'm saying? So there's that. There's also Next.js, Flutter, which is I plan on using a lot in the future. Gemini, which is funny because the project I'm working on is using Gemini, and if I would have saw this before, I would have been able to kind of look at like, oh, how they do the code. I just looked at the documentation and made it happen. But being able to look at a sample project, which we'll take a look at, is also helpful. You know what I'm saying? And so I always like to see how the people who create the libraries or whatever, how they code. So then I'm like, okay, just in case, because we may be thinking two different things. You know what I'm saying? That's what's cool about development. It's like you have multiple ways of doing it. So I always like to see how the actual developers of the library or SDK, like how they envisioned it. And so then there's other stuff here. Astro, of course, that's Astro. And if you're looking to learn Go, you can do that in the browser as well. You can do some Python, which is kind of amazing, and Node Express. All right. And you can also import a repo from like GitHub, what have you, or GitHub repository. And then you can like share stuff with people, which is pretty dope. And so you see, you have the Gemini thing. So I went through, and it took a second because it's setting up like a virtual machine, a whole bunch of other stuff behind the scenes, right? But so I did that, and this is the sample project that comes up. Share this tab instead. All right, cool. So this is using Gemini, which is like their AI large learning model thing, LLM stuff. And I spoke about it before on a previous break session, but this is a sample that comes up. So it kind of gets you to like check it out. And what I like also is that you can open it in a new window, which is what I did here. So you get an API key, you plug it in, right? And now I wanted to share this tab instead here. So here's the actual demo. And so they give you these pictures here, and they give you this prompt here where you can put in your own thing, or you can just use this and hit go, right? What I like about seeing the example is that this is going to show you the results differently than on my project from what I did it. This is going to be like a stream, I think. I haven't done this yet. Whereas mine, it waits until it pops it up. So I was like, do I want it to be like a stream? I'm not sure yet. You know what I'm saying? But this was kind of cool to see that implementation. And so here we go. So you choose one of these, right? And I don't even know what that is. And so provide a recipe for the baked goods in the image. Because that's what's cool about, and that's why I like Gemini, is because you can provide an image and some like prompting to refer to the image that you'll be able to get a response back. Because the thing is, I'm not sure, at least I haven't, from the ones I've tried, you can't really do that, right? And so maybe because I haven't delved too deep into it, I came across this and I was like, oh, this is what I want. Because I was trying previously, I was using like a weird, kind of shady API where I can put an image and then it would return some description stuff, right? And then I would take that and try to plug it into another thing to try. I'm trying to generate an image. And so being able to kind of like have this all in one place to be able to set an image and then get descriptions or whatever information based on that image. And then my plan is then what I'm working on is getting the image generated. So this was just a little bit easier for me, right? And so here we go. All that to say, here we go. Let me, so provide a recipe for the baked goods in the image. Let's see what this does. And the results will appear here. Generating, okay. So now that's kind of like what I have with mine. See, but mine doesn't like load it like that. Mine just waits. It'll still say generating and then pop up. But this is pretty cool that it does that. Now the thing is, I'm assuming it's done, right? Because it hasn't added anymore. So I'm just going to assume that it's done. But that's pretty cool that that's how it works. So if I click this, do this one, generating, and yeah, there you go. Nice. So yeah, so no, all that is that's pretty dope. And all that in the browser. Nothing done on my local machine. So I would be able to take this project on my Chromebook that I actually do coding on or what have you, or any laptop that has, or any device that has like an internet connection. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a Samsung phone, and if you plug it into like a monitor or whatever, you have Dex, which is like a desktop environment. And so it has a browser on there. You'd be able to code on there as well. Like for me, this stuff is pretty cool. So if I'm ever like in the middle of nowhere, I can just like go to, I don't know, like a what you call it, like a public library or whatever, hook up. Well, I don't know, depending on what they have at the library. But like if I don't have my laptop on me, I need to make a change to a side project. I'll be able to like plug in my phone, get a keyboard and a mouse or something, log into the project, make the change, deploy it to GitHub or whatever, and then that will make the change on the actual site. So for me, stuff like that is pretty cool. Was there anything else? I think that is it for this. But again, it is super cool. Let me do this last one here. So let's say this cupcake, right? And you want to provide a recipe for the baked goods. Just bam, do that. And it just prints everything you need. Look at that. There's a lot of stuff that goes into that cupcake. And they have the instructions here. Yeah, that's kind of amazing. And so again, you're able to look and play around with the code. That's what I really like, is that you're able to go and make changes, you know, put your own images, you know, like be able to play around with your own prompt, do whatever you need to do, right? And all within the browser without having to install all this stuff on your laptop, and then you may never look at it again and just takes up space. You know what I mean? And so that's pretty dope. So again, it's pretty cool. You can check out all the different so again, sign up, I mean, and you can check out all the different templates and things that they have. And again, I'm looking to learn some Flutter in the near future. So I'm just going to get like some docs, maybe like a good course with some projects to help me learn it, and just be able to go ahead and spin up a Flutter app all within my browser and learn and maybe make some things. So yeah, again, shouts to everyone over at the project IDX. It's super dope. And yeah, we get y'all back to work. Again, thanks for hanging out. I'm going to send y'all off with some traveling music. This right here, let me get this. So have you got access to Project IDX yet? If you have, let me know if you're how you plan on using it. And yeah, cool. Let's see here. Start screen share. All right. So right now, this here is Anthony Cruz, aka A Buddha. The track is called Thank You. Thanks for hanging out. Catch you 15 minutes after the hour for the final break session of this cipher. And we'll take a look at an artist's website, maybe listen to some music, watch some videos, maybe become a fan. All right. So till then, I wish you much productivity and be easy. Thanks for hanging out. See you. Peace.
I want to say thank you for holding on when a brother was down and out. Now I feel so strong, and I want to say thank you for being there when a brother had nowhere to turn to. You were there, and I feel like yeah. And everybody says yeah. We spread love like yeah. I want to say thank you for holding on when a brother was down and out. Now I feel so strong, and I want to say thank you for being there when a brother had nowhere to turn to. You were there, and I feel like yeah. And everybody says yeah. We spread love like yeah.